What's up, everybody? Welcome again, episode 7. Welcome, everybody, to the Turn Left Podcast. Trying to make it sound like a whack internet DJ, radio DJ. How did that even start? You know, where DJs are always, and especially people on the news, where they're like, "Welcome to NBC 14. Over to you, Tina." And you know that as soon as they're off cam, they're like, "Hey, bud, do you want to go to lunch?" You know, it's like, how did that whole voice thing get started? I know it's a big sales thing, I guess, but
I feel like it was in like the sports industry.
That's actually a good point. And I will say I do love the Bruce Buffer, I think his name is, the guy that does the UFC commentary or the UFC intros. Oh my gosh, he's the brothers with the boxing guy that does "Let's Get Ready to Rumble." Bruce Buffer does the UFC, and he's the one that takes it up to like, he cranks up to 13 every time. He's Conor, the Notorious McGregor.
Yeah,
and
I feel like
Nate Diaz. And his tagline, Alex loves this shit. Hopefully he's tuned in already. But
Nope.
what? No.
Nope.
Hopefully he'll look it back. His tagline, kind of like "It's Get Ready to Rumble" or "Let's Get Ready to Rumble," is "It's time." That's what I should start out this podcast with that. Although it's copyrighted.
It's
so
probably copyrighted, yeah.
That'd be cool though.
We need to be a little.
We're not big enough yet. It's time for the Turn Left Podcast.
You're really killing my ears tonight.
It's not that bad. I've got the same headphones on you do, Megan. Megan, the intern, is blessing us with her presence again tonight. She butt-chugged 3 monsters and was able to stay awake. And she is here. Of course, producer Tina.
Have her with us?
Don't forget about my lines.
I don't know what lines you're talking about. Are you talking about those 17 lines of Kit Kats that you've eaten since you've been out here in the past 10 minutes?
She literally has a pile of candy wrappers sitting in front of her.
Yeah, I don't even know where she got all this Easter candy. Was that Amelia's?
Yep.
It was the extras
Okay.
that I needed to get out of the house.
Whatever. So literally the entire table that she's sitting at with her mic and everything is just littered with all kinds of
What up,
chocolate
fella?
wrappers. It's absolutely insane.
Well, wake up, Jennifer.
Yeah, wake up, Jennifer. I'm just about to give you the sponsor shout out. This episode 7 is sponsored by Sarah K. Speed Shots. Also soon to be sponsored by Coast to Coast Design Company, I think is at the end of it. But either way, check them out on Facebook. Should be having a new American flag coming in soon. I'm excited for that. Shout out to everybody that shared last week. Bud Allen, Jennifer Allen, Andrew Fuller, Megan the intern, who's, like I said, with us tonight. She was with us, kind of last week too, just via internet.
Yes.
Rodney Davis. Thanks. He shared it on a couple different pages. So that's cool. We're up over 500 now, which is exciting. Last week's video got over 1,000 views. That's exciting. So thanks, guys. Share it now if you want to. That actually, it seems like that helps a lot. Like it too, but share it helps it get some likes. Some views. But what were you laughing at? Did somebody say something already?
Jennifer Allen said it's past her bedtime.
Oh, over to you, Tina.
And Kenny Allen said he'll watch till bedtime. Oh well, he's done.
Well, Kenny, you can also
Right,
watch
that's
tomorrow
okay.
too. Yeah. As I say, we always post them to the page where you can watch them. Podcasting also, I think I said this, and I keep on doing this now. I've said this from the gate. Podcasting is all about, eventually it's going to be uploaded. We'll just upload, might be 2 in the morning, probably not, and then you just listen to it the next day whenever you want to, whenever you're driving down the road, whenever you're doing dishes, whenever you're cutting the grass, whatever you want to do. So eventually that's how it's going to be. So everybody I even had some people post like, "Oh, that's past our bedtime." I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
You
we
can-
absolutely appreciate everybody that tunes in live and hangs out with us, but
Absolutely, and
for sure we understand that, like, it's late.
we do
for a lot of
understand
us.
that, and we do appreciate the people that go back and listen. I've got a couple people that listen while they're at work, the following week or during the week, I had Billy Bowling watch from his coworkers or something Facebook account and commented from his.
Oh, yeah,
Buddy
because he doesn't
said-
have a Facebook, so
Yeah,
that is
so that's
crazy.
cool. Even if you have to do that, that's fine. He's going the extra length. But anyway, I don't want to go too far into that, but
Ryan Vincent says, hey guys, he's a Langley Speedway Enduro driver watching from New Kent,
New Kent, cool. New
Wow.
Kent.
Virginia.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the beginning of your comment.
He's a Langley Speedway Enduro driver.
Oh, okay. Langley Speedway. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I know where New Kent's at. I work out there sometimes. That's not too far away from here. Langley's kind of
Yeah.
far away from him, actually. I mean, Southside might be almost as close. He's probably
Langley's a
halfway
bit
there.
behind.
You've been working out downtown recently and have not even thought to stop by for lunch or anything.
I know you ain't got no food, and you don't cook
Um,
that much.
Wrong and wrong. Are you kidding me?
No.
We're
What
already
did you
You
have
know
for
how
lunch?
much I
What did you have for
eat?
lunch today?
Salad.
See, what kind?
Bagged salad.
Okay.
That's
I don't gotta
different.
call you out too much. All right, we'll stop there. Anyway,
Brittany Tony says she wants to see races again, and I full-heartedly agree.
yeah, I do too, man. Even on TV, like I remember getting home late
She
on a
says-
Friday night. Sorry.
She says Devin misses you.
Well, tell him I said what's up. Is he watching? Where's Devin?
They're probably watching together on her.
My bad. Anyway, I can't wait to see even, I was getting into, I remember a couple years ago or whatever, I was working late once it got hot outside, like it's probably going to soon. It seems like it's never going to, but I got home real late from work, and as soon as I got home, the truck race was starting on a Friday night. There was nothing, cooler. It was just like as soon as I got home, that's what was going on. I knew that obviously Saturday was going to be the next race, Sunday was going to be the cup race. But
Do y'all remember the speed races on like Hull Street on the weekends?
the drag races
Yeah, is that what
on the
it
way
was?
to school, more like it.
Well,
That's where
no,
I
it
used
was
to.
like late at night on the weekends.
Oh well, yeah, that I don't remember it. I never went to the organized ones. If that's what you're talking about,
There
I wasn't
was
a part of that.
organized ones?
I don't know.
I
Is that what you're
honestly,
talking about?
I was very young. I don't know if they were organized or
What are you
unorganized.
talking about?
At Wing Command.
Oh, down
What?
that area.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. I don't know, babe.
Can anybody confirm that happened? Like, does anybody know anything about that?
Are you really second guessing me right now, Tina?
A little bit.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Glory Days Grill, by the way. They are one of my first paid sponsors. Second paid sponsor, first paid sponsor that didn't work there. So
I'm gonna
first
get
real
carry
paid
out
sponsor.
from them tomorrow.
yeah,
The
exactly.
best.
Get carry out from them. They're still open.
Yeah,
This is not sponsored by them at all. I'm just trying to give them a shout out because we love the place and we want to
And
help
the
them
food
out.
is so good.
It really is.
Especially
Like
when you
anytime
can't
that I've got a babysitter and we go out somewhere, we go out to two places and the wait is like 7 minutes and we're like, it only takes 3 minutes to drive over to Glory Days and they'll let us in right away. So we'll just do that.
When in
Sometimes
doubt, we go to Glory Days.
they're like, there is no wait, and we're like, we'll still just go to Glory Days. We don't even know why we came here. But
like
we
pull
just
into
wanted
a
to tell
parking
you
lot
that
and
we're
it's like,
not even
"Hey."
coming here and we're going to Glory Days. So, and that way maybe some other people over here and they go there too. But obviously they're not open like anywhere else. But they do have to carry out, and I've gotten their carry out 1,000 times. In fact, another time was on the way home from work one night before a truck race or something like that. I got a 12-pack of wings, but their carry out is just as good. Food's always impeccable.
And service.
Ugh. Brittany Tony says crab pretzels are the tits, and they 100% are.
They are the tits,
tits.
I guess. I don't know if I can say that, but
Per Devin.
No, you did.
Well, Devin's right.
okay. Devin knows what's up. All right, well, right out the gate, we got to talk about this Kyle Larson thing. I'm sure everybody's heard about this. We don't have to talk about it long, but what an idiot. I mean, that's
what
all
happened?
You haven't heard about this?
He said the N-word on iRacing.
Who's
Like,
Kyle
now,
Larson?
Kyle Larson's a NASCAR driver.
Oh, shark.
So, oh, what?
What?
I was trying not to say shit, but I said
Yeah.
shark.
So, NASCAR hasn't been racing, obviously, real races, Megan. So, now very few of the NASCAR guys have started racing iRacing, a virtual racing simulator, and they broadcast it on Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports 2 or whatever it is. They broadcast it on there, and
Can I race?
you
Anybody
technically
can
could.
race. Fuller does it.
You wouldn't be eligible for this race because you have to go through the ranks and you have to be qualified for it and
I
stuff like
see.
that. So no, you couldn't
But
be
it's
in
like
it.
it's technically a video game that anybody can
Yeah, I've got a bunch of buddies.
I've
Tanner,
heard of
Chapman.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Chapman does it. Tanner Fuller does it. I mean, a lot of the listeners, I think, do it. As far as not a lot of them, but a few of them that I just can't think of right now. Kyle Fowler does it.
But so anyway, this is like an organized thing with all the.
And it's pretty
racers
legit.
racing
You
each
know what I
other.
mean? I haven't ever played it, but I haven't ever. But anyway,
Fuller says everybody's overreacting, but I gotta disagree with you on that one, buddy.
yeah, I mean that's easily said from a white guy, Andrew Fuller.
I have
No offense, bro. But
From a white guy, I appreciate
I
you
have
saying that.
a good
if we're on a
analogy.
racist subject,
No,
I'll call you
okay.
a white guy, Fuller.
Well,
Thank
it's
you,
like,
Jennifer Allen. She made a good point. He wasn't fired over a video game. He was fired over saying a word that's not tolerated by his sponsors, NASCAR, or the team.
Yes.
Yeah, well, and here's
Oh, yeah.
before I got to cut you off, Megan. I read a good comment. I want to say it was Jesse Vaughn said something like, so shout out to him. Said something like, well, what if he would have said this in a Wendy's drive-thru? Are you gonna blame Wendy's?
What?
You know,
Nobody's
I mean,
blaming the video game.
some people are. Like, oh, he should have never even done this. You know, this is why you don't play the iRacing stuff. It's like
He's a public figure. Had he said it in any circumstance,
yeah, he could have said it in
would
Whole
been not
Foods and it
tolerated.
wouldn't have gone over any better. You know what I mean? Like if it's recorded, which
It doesn't.
anything.
It doesn't matter if he's a public person or not. That word at the end of the day should not be used.
Well, this is part of the point too. Is for one, now I know. I've always thought so. Video games make me madder than any sport,
Yes.
anything. You know, racing, chess, doesn't matter. Video games, that's two ends of the spectrum. Video games
Hopscotch.
make me, hopscotch never really used to make me mad. But, video games make me so mad to where I don't even play, like, you know, shooter games or anything like that anymore. I mean, I'll play NASCAR and that's fun, and when I lose, I know how to deal with that, so I know I'd be able to play iRacing, but as far as some people, I guess, it's no different than, I mean, PewDiePie, do y'all know who that is?
No.
PewDiePie? He's a famous...
It's PewDiePie.
I know, but it's spelled PewDiePie. He's multi-millionaire. I think he's up in the hundreds of millions. How rich he is as a video gamer. I think he's from across the pond. But anyway, he dropped it hard one day and lost he lost a lot of his sponsors. Video game kids have sponsors now, so I don't know if I knew that, but lost a lot of his sponsors.
Wait, you're
kind of the
telling
same
me
thing.
I can lay in bed all day and play video games and not have to work?
No, because you're not any good at video games.
True.
Yeah, so. And it's a lot harder than a lot of people think, I think, because I've played him, and I know, like I said, I follow Scoops. He's really good, but he's not making a couple $100 million off of it, so clearly there's a little bit of difference there, or something's going on, but there's levels to it, I guess. I don't really know much about it, but I can imagine it's just like iRacing and real racing and everything else. But I just think...
Regardless of where or when it happened, he's a public figure and is held to a different standard.
Yeah, you have to know better. You've got to do... Why? I mean, a lot of people like playing shooter games, Call of Duty. Apparently which I don't play them anymore, they're like, oh, NASCAR fans wouldn't last 4 seconds in a Call of Duty, home room or whatever they call it.
Why? Because they throw that word around all the time?
All the time. Apparently.
Well, that's an issue.
That is an issue.
The
So
word shouldn't
maybe
be so.
obviously we don't know what to do about that, and that's where the PewDiePie. So I don't know why I mixed that up so hard. I feel like I'm the guy saying Mimi. Anyway. Either way,
A little bit.
just like him saying it, he knows way better, but I don't care if you hear it 1,000 times, it doesn't mean you can
It
say
shouldn't
it
be
as
part
a-
of your vocabulary.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to rap music sometimes. It's not like I get out the van and just start blabbing off saying, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that, especially not when you're living in a $4 million house probably. I don't know how much this house costs, but you
In
gotta
one
know
of
better
the
than that.
whitest, not to mention, like,
He's
you
also,
have to be aware of your platform, too.
Yeah, you can't. You got to filter. If that word is a part of your vocabulary and you become rich and famous, you need to filter that out forever.
Right.
That can't even be written on a piece of mail and sent over to somebody. It can't be like, what Theo Vaughn says, hey, I don't say it unless you do. You can't do that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not even a thing anymore. So, anyway, don't want to talk about it too much, but it is the biggest thing. That happened the day after last podcast came out, the night after. So, at night, too. I didn't even know. I was already...
And, like, nobody's saying he should be
off.
crucified, but there should be certain ramifications.
Well,
you know, I'm not saying he should have been
and I talked
necessarily fired, but...
Well, they kind of... yeah, I mean, that's bad because now... Well, he lost all the sponsors.
Right.
So they don't really have much of a choice.
Corey
but now,
said his Word of Outlaw sponsors said everybody makes mistakes and are sticking with him.
Okay,
so
good.
maybe he didn't
I was
lose
worried about
everybody.
that. That was going to be my next question. Does anybody know whether the World of Outlaws sponsors and stuff like that are still supporting him? Because, and I didn't want for his sponsors to drop him. That's not what I was saying by any of this. But the fact that his sponsors did drop him makes me worried that any other sponsor would be too worried to pick him up. You know what I mean? So now I worry whether he's ever going to race again in NASCAR because NASCAR's not going to ban him. They said he has to go to a class, you know, a sensitivity class or whatever they call it, which is fine. But now I don't know if any sponsor would ever be willing to put their neck back out there like that. Not that I don't think this will ever happen again for him, especially.
No, and I think it depends on how him and his PR team handle it too. Like, you know,
I don't think it does that as much. I mean, it's like I said, he already lost a sponsor, so now any other sponsor is now looking at that like, well, I can't. It's not like the NFL. The NFL doesn't care. Antonio Brown, all these people, they can, you know, all
That's
kinds
fair.
of stuff can happen. The NASCAR does not mess with that. They do not treat it like that. Kyle Busch almost got dropped a few times for saying some, you know, stuff on post-race interviews and, you know, getting into Ryan Hornaday on the caution. I think that's who it was. In the Truck Series, you know, Joe Gibbs almost dropped him in. They definitely don't mess around with stuff like this. So, it's just, I don't even want to talk about it this long, but it's just unfortunate, really, because he is one of the best, well, you know,
he's
one of the
talented.
best top 10 driver, I'd say, in NASCAR right now. So,
Yeah, I definitely don't think that he should be entirely dropped, but certainly there should be ramifications.
Yeah.
Which I think have already been met.
all right, well, we're going to get out of that depressing segment. Hopefully he'll get everything straight. Hopefully he'll tighten up, and hopefully some sponsors will come around for him. So
And hopefully people will realize that there are consequences to their actions.
that too. I mean, I'm sure he does by now. He made a sincere apology the next day, and what?
Hollywood said Kyle's a dick, so okay.
He probably doesn't drink 4 gallons of milk a week. Hollywood.
Ew.
I'm just kidding. I've got a guest pending for chocolate milk, gallon, 1 hour. I'm waiting to hear back some things. Obviously, right now is a complicated time anyways, no rush, but
Make
that
Kate
may
do
be
it.
in the future, in the June-ish
Kate's
type
not gonna
time.
be able to do that.
She had
Kate?
strawberry milk when she was younger.
And she threw up all over Barnes & Noble.
We got we don't know what to call this segment. What do we call this segment?
Oh, yeah.
Did we ever decide?
No, so you guys can help us out.
They want y'all to help decide
So
the segment name.
we want to do like a positive news segment, like Bobby Bones does the Tell Me Something Good.
Don't reference his show. I hate his show.
Okay, he sucks. But Elvis Duran does the feel. All right. Well, Elvis Duran does the feel goods,
Damn.
and I'm a big fan
Throwing
of.
blows from over there behind the camera, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, let us get some more views first.
I'm a big fan of that show.
I can guarantee
And
you
I
most
love
of our
Sam.
listeners probably listen to Bobby Bones.
Well, they should listen to the Elvis Duran show. Anyway, they do the feel goods. And so we want to do something similar where we get to share like a positive news story of the week, but we don't know what to call it. So
Go ahead with the positive news
help
story.
us out. But so anyway, positive news
Happy
story.
highlights. What do y'all think?
All right.
Okay.
We'll put it on the piece of paper that I don't have in front of me right now.
So I have two actually. One of them being that John Krasinski, who I love
From The Office?
from The Office,
Okay.
and many many other things,
Yep, the tall
The
the tall
really
guy with the
good-looking
brown
guy.
hair, yep.
who I should have referenced last week when we were talking about hot people.
Mm.
Positive left turn news, says Fuller.
Okay. So what did this
So
guy
anyway,
do?
he's been doing like videos on YouTube called Some Good News. So something similar to this. But so anyway, part of that was that he basically threw like a virtual prom for the 2020 seniors. And it happened last night. So it was like a giant Zoom basically where everybody could get on, and he like DJ'd and had like guests on. I think Billie Eilish came on for a while.
Love her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any suicides?
Ethan.
I'm just kidding. Billie Eilish, she's a dark. I mean, she bleeds out of her eyeballs in one of her music videos.
Good
There's a message
grief.
behind
That's a very.
Oh, Corey Lawrence says right turn news. Ethan said that earlier.
I did too. Or yeah. The other Ethan and I said that. I was trying to take credit anywhere. I did too. She was already talking about me. I did say that, but I was like, right turn is supposed to be my arch nemesis. Like, I already posted that one day. A picture of the right turn sign. And I was like, F this sign. Anyway. So how did that go? Obviously, there was no dancing. I mean, there was no slow dancing.
I mean, I think it went well, you know. Who wouldn't, as a senior, your prom's canceled. You can't leave your house. What else do you have to do but go and potentially interact with John Krasinski virtually?
Yeah, it can't be worse
pretty
than
badass.
post-prom.
Right. That too.
Sounds like the same thing.
Also, just because I feel like everybody kind of hates on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle recently, and I really like them. I feel for them. They were, because I just feel bad for them. They're trying to do what's best for their family, and they get shit on a lot for it.
I don't have a stance at all on it. I was just wanted a little bit more in depth.
But so anyway, they were caught secretly delivering meals across LA twice in the recent weeks.
Meals to the homeless?
To
Poor? What does that mean? To their family?
Hang on one second. I had it in front of me.
Probably to themselves.
Project
Their babysitter and their child?
I hate you.
I'm just saying this could be a lot of things.
They were working with Project Angel Food. So I think that it was just
drug dealer?
To the needy of LA. So, low-income housing, apartment complexes, etc., etc.
So they were busted doing this? Is that what you said?
Basically. I mean, they were trying to do it on the down low. They didn't want any press to see them. They were doing it very,
but
incognito.
They didn't get in trouble for it, did they?
No.
Oh, okay.
But they were trying to do it, and not be seen. They were trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they were caught by paparazzi doing this.
Got you. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So props to Meghan and Harry. Good on you guys.
So that's the end of the...
Happy highlights.
Does anybody think that that's a good idea?
No.
I don't have it pulled up on my screen right now.
No.
I feel like that's not getting any check marks, but...
Help us out with the title of that segment, guys.
Yeah.
We don't know where we're going with it.
I forgot to bring this up last time. Did anybody get the old-fashioned April Fool's joke that NASCAR is going electric?
No.
Well, I know that y'all probably didn't, but I was just giving it some time to marinate, I guess. But
It's electric.
I got this, I think, obviously on April Fool's Day, but I think I got it a couple years ago, and then it popped up, as a memory maybe or something like that a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, I just thought it was hilarious. But let's be honest, I mean, y'all could see that happening probably, right? I mean, if the whole world actually goes electric, I don't think it's actually going to happen.
I don't know that they would have a choice, but I don't know that that's
I don't think that's ever going to
necessarily
happen.
feasible.
But, I mean, even, Thunderbolt go-karting is electric. And you ask me my opinion, it sucks compared to G-Force, which is gas. But, I don't know. I guess, obviously, it wouldn't be anytime soon. It would be way after all the manufacturers all go totally or almost totally electric. But
Yeah, I mean, I would...
would that kill the sport? Would people still tune in? How does that work?
I don't know that it would necessarily
Definitely wouldn't be
kill the
any
sport.
Teslas.
Why?
Because, I don't know. You're not going to trust Elon Musk. I mean, he married the same woman twice. Divorced her twice.
Wow.
That's some Arkansas stuff right there. And I can say that. My family's from Arkansas. And my Uncle Bob married a woman twice, divorced her twice, married a third time. She shot and killed him. Rest in peace, Uncle Bob. And that's straight up. That's no bullshit right there.
No, that's a true story.
That's a true story.
I'm
Rest
sorry,
in peace.
I'm
R.I.P. Uncle Bob.
Oh my gosh.
Megan wasn't ready for that one. That's for real. But that's Arkansas, folks. And that's Elon Musk. You gonna trust him in his Tesla driving around the track at 200 miles an hour? Mm-mm.
Doesn't even get up to 200 miles an hour?
The Tesla?
Oh, your
Probably.
mom says,
They're really fast.
Your mom says 4 times.
He married her 4 times?
Apparently,
Oh,
according
Uncle
to
Bob?
Susan Ayers.
Oh, my uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Well, like
so
I
it's
said,
not that level, but
R.I.P. Uncle Bob. Well, he's Elon Musk. I mean, he should know a little better. He's the one that's
he is a genius.
SpaceX.
I mean, I don't know.
He does have a lot of kids, though. He's got like 5 kids.
Oh.
Elon Musk. He's got like 5 or 6 kids or something. Somebody Google that for me there, Megan.
Huh?
Megan's like on a
Megan's
Snapchat
just
or
eating
something.
her
Yeah.
candy.
Google how many kids Elon Musk has, please. Megan doesn't even know what she's watching a different podcast.
No,
on her
I'm
phone.
not.
She
didn't
doesn't
know
even
he
have her
had
headphones
children.
plugged into this thing anymore. She's got them plugged into her phone. She's
I don't
listening
even
to
know
whatever
if my
she-
microphone's working, honestly.
It's working.
You're sitting 8 feet away from
I have
it.
it turned down a little
That
bit, I'll
is
be honest.
not my fault.
Oh my god, I had something so good to say and I got really distracted.
Wait,
You yelled at me.
Elon Musk.
How many
children.
kids does
That's
Elon
the third
Musk
time
have?
he's yelled at me today.
Well,
That's
you
not
guys
true.
have a strained relationship.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
How many kids does Elon Musk have?
there's a Tesla that runs in Arca.
Oh, Teslas are fast. I mean, let's not put that
He's got
down.
5
And-
children.
Bam.
Jennifer Allen says she's loud enough. And
I
Leilani
love Jen.
Munter
She
does pretty
always
well.
makes
She
sure
keeps it
honestly.
real.
She doesn't race a whole lot, but she races for Tesla, and they call it a vegan powered vehicle, but it's basically because it's all sponsored by like vegan
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
So she still runs gas, but it's powered by Tesla. Or it's like I don't know NASCAR. I just know that
F. Elon, R.I.P. Bob. I'm Uncle Bob, dude. Bob Evans. And,
that's literally his name.
Bob Evans.
yeah, just like the restaurant.
Yeah.
That's real. Some
He
real
even has a fascinating
stuff.
family history.
I know,
Hey.
he has like 75
My
cousins
mother's
here
watching.
in Richmond.
Your mother knows how fascinating her family tree is.
That's probably true. What's next?
Jennifer Allen says, "You loud people have to stick together."
Yes! Oh my gosh. Jen, you're in my heart.
Oh
Yeah, we can
my
hear Jen from
God.
here. She's 10 miles from here.
Yeah, she's not commenting. I can just hear her with my ears.
I feel her. I mean, it's a thing. I've got a little happy highlight.
Okay, shoot.
Today is National Nudes Day. Woo!
National Nudes Day?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so don't send them in to the Turn Left podcast.
I mean, obviously, but it can
Yeah.
spark some
Unless
romance.
you want to get cut.
Producer
I'm thinking
Tina will cut.
blocked.
We probably won't block you, but we will cut you.
I'll definitely hunt you down and cut you. Oh, okay.
What?
Have you guys seen that video of that girl
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on Facebook?
I forgot
Which
about this.
one?
You told me this. Yeah. The girl on Facebook
Oh my
that
god, we'll have
she
to
does
link the video to this afterwards.
Yeah, we'll have to upload it to the page. But the
It's
girl
like
that
this little
drops a
kid.
Mentos, yeah, it's a little girl that drops a Mentos into a Coca-Cola bottle and tries to
She
she
tries to
obviously
catch
doesn't.
it with
She
her
tries to
mouth,
put her
like, she
mouth
doesn't
on it. Apparently, it's a
realize.
challenge, by the way, because I tried to find it on
Oh,
YouTube
really?
right after that. Because I couldn't
Yes.
remember whether you showed it to me on Facebook or YouTube, so I tried to find it on YouTube, and I found all this other stuff, and it's been going on for years.
Wait,
I
did
don't know how I
y'all see
didn't
the
know
one
about
of
this.
the grandma and she like she's got one of the, what's the big one, 2 liter of Coke, and then she's like, I don't believe this, I don't see how it's real, and dumps like a whole thing of Mentos in there, and like it explodes, and she tries to like catch it because it's like jumping off
This
the
one
table.
was just, I think
No,
it was a
but this
small
one's
size.
so-
It was just one Mentos, wasn't it?
It literally, I didn't pay attention to this soda, but it was literally just one Mento.
I wonder what
And this
the
poor little
chemical
girl-
compound is that makes that happen.
I don't know, but this poor child dropped her little
I think-
Mento in there thinking it would just fizz
Fizz.
up.
No. I mean, she
And,
put her
like-
mouth on it knowing this challenge. Like I said, she knew about this because after YouTubing it,
When you
this
say
is-
little child, like, are you
she's
talking
probably 10.
She's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, like 9 or 10.
Okay, but
Totally.
anyway,
She
she
puts
hits
her
this
mouth
bottle
over
and
this
starts
bottle.
foaming, and it comes out of her nose. I mean, just comes screaming out of her
Immediately.
nose. Yeah, you got to show Megan over on that side really quick. But yeah, it is hilarious.
Tina used to drink milk and Sprite out of her nose.
And that's a bad chemical reaction. Like, I
Yeah,
wonder
it
if that
pops
messed
it
up her
out.
nose.
in 5th grade.
I did not teach her that.
Megan's got all these strawberry milk and crazy stories that don't exist. But back to the thing, what if that messed up her nose?
I mean, her sinus cavities are for sure like minty fresh.
Wait.
After that.
Minty fresh with Coca-Cola?
They're probably clear as hell.
I don't think it'd be destroyed them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, you
like,
could, like, clean a bathtub with that
like,
stuff. I mean, imagine.
Nosebleed after that.
That's like putting bleach up in your nose. Almost. Maybe. I don't know. And your smell is your best sense of memory. Did you know that, Megan?
Yeah.
You did?
Unfortunately.
Why? Why unfortunately?
Because I, like, randomly smell stuff, and I'm like, damn, that was a good time in my life. That's not here anymore.
That's not unfortunate. That's fortunate.
Yeah.
Sure.
It happens to me sometimes. I'll walk into a place and I'll be like, this smells just like especially if I'm at a church and I walk into a like arts and crafts room, I'll be like, this smells just like 6th grade art class. You ever have that? Something like really specific like that?
Yeah, actually. So, do you remember earlier you sprayed perfume after you smoked a cigarette? And
Jesus. I quit last week, but anyway.
Cologne,
winner, not a quitter.
Sorry. And it reminded me of my Aunt Ginger, like stuff like that.
Okay.
His cologne reminded you of Ginger?
Yes, because it reminded me of the male cool water that she used to always buy.
Oh.
She put on male cool water?
No, I mean she would buy cool water,
but
the
the cologne that you're wearing smells like cool water, and it smells similar to the female version, obviously.
Oh, okay.
It does.
I didn't know there was a female version of cool water.
Yeah.
It's literally a female perfume.
Gotcha.
And then they came out with a male version.
I can't find this video. Anyway, we'll link it. We'll add it on to the...
I think you messaged it on Messenger app, but...
Maybe.
We should do that as a challenge here.
What, the Mentos Coke challenge?
Yeah.
No way.
No,
Yeah.
that's not
Oh,
happening.
you can.
I'll do
That'd
it.
be your dedication to the, other than we probably could have filmed you eating all 65 of those Kit Kats, and that probably would have gotten some traction on the internet, but...
Ooh, that laugh. Y'all should just saw it. Sorry.
Yeah, she was not laughing at my joke. She was watching the video for the record.
Wait, I gotta watch this again. This is so funny. You guys have to see this.
What?
Oh, dude, I literally bust out laughing out loud.
I thought her head was
He
gonna...
literally was like
I
crying.
thought her
for a
head
while.
was gonna come off her neck because the coat coming out of her nose looks like a rocket ship.
And I don't need one. I didn't have the opportunity to go get one, but I think I've got a little TV that I'm going to set up like right here. Tell me what y'all think about this. Then I'm going to run the cord over to my laptop. That way I can pull up these videos and watch it right here on a little tiny TV, and y'all can kind of watch it in the bottom left of the screen. I wanted to do it before tonight's episode, but I've got the TV. Just I need an HDMI cord, and
I have
I've
like
got
3.
One.
I'll bring you one.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long is it?
3 feet.
We have
Okay.
one in the living room.
Yeah, no, we
use
need
it.
that one.
That's fair.
But so I don't know. That would be better, because especially that first week when we watched that the Foot Fist Way, I think it's called, that video, the karate video.
It sounds so gross, but yeah.
Yeah, it does sound gross, but that's the name of the movie.
The
What
Foot
are you laughing at?
Fist?
Foot fist.
What do you got?
It's like
Next.
finger toes.
Brittany said Devin installed an air scrubber, whatever that is, in the house a few weeks ago, and the smell of ozone was so overwhelming he uninstalled it.
What's an air scrubber?
I think it's some type of ultraviolet air purifier that you install in your HVAC system,
Oh.
would be my guess.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of traumatic experiences with your body,
Are we sure we
I don't know how to
here?
word that. I don't
You
know
talking
how to
about my
word it.
nasal cavity?
I'm talking about your ear.
Oh God, how traumatic? What are you talking about?
When you had that moth fly into your ear?
Ew!
Oh, it wasn't a moth.
Yes,
it was
it
a
was.
gnat.
No, it was not.
It was a
It
gnat.
was way bigger. A gnat?
If it was
even?
bigger, we would have been able to get it out.
If it was bigger,
Gnats
it
are
wouldn't have been able to go in.
Yeah, no, it was not a
Yeah,
gnat.
exactly.
It was like at least the size of a fly.
It was a gnat. I had it
No,
in a napkin for a
I
couple
feel
days
like I
after he.
remember it being a
Exactly.
bee.
It was
Okay, either way,
sizable
okay.
enough for you to carry it around in a napkin.
That's disgusting.
It was. I mean, I had to carry it around something. They don't make really things that much smaller than napkins.
but
It
a
was actually
gnat
gauze
would not
pad
have
that he
even
gave me.
been salvageable.
Not only that, but all right. Well, let's go
It
back
was
to
a
beginning.
sizable
I was
flying
outside on the
insect.
front porch. The front porch lights were on. I
Oh
was
my God.
walking inside, and I felt something like fly into my ear because the light. I mean, the bugs were going crazy around the front porch
It was
light.
summertime.
So, as soon as I go inside, I'm like, something just flew into my ear. So I'm like smacking my ear, I feel like a dog. And next thing I know, I'm like, oh, surely I got it, And then the loudest noise I've ever heard in my life was bzzz, right in my ear. And I'm like, oh my God, I have a bug flying in my ear right now. And legit. So I'm telling Jesse about it. We had a roommate at the time, TJ. I'm telling them about it. They're kind of looking at me like, you're crazy, dude.
Yeah,
like,
we literally didn't believe him at all.
So I held my ear up against Jesse's. I held her head. I'm like, you what? Like, it happened a couple times, and I'm freaking out. Like, I literally got a bug stuck in my ear.
He was upset.
So I literally hold Jesse's head up to mine, and she's like,
and I heard it.
She's like,
it was.
What if it flew into your ear?
It made me cry.
Well, if it would have flown into her ear, then it would have been out of mine.
It was so.
I would have helped her get it out, though.
So for the rest of the night, TJ and I literally had we're basically holding Ethan on the ground, trying to
olive
flush
oil,
this thing out of his ear.
alcohol,
water, all of the things. We tried
beer.
all the things. I don't think we tried.
Why don't you
beer.
guys
Yeah, we
just
did.
stick a
We
Q-tip
Googled
in there and
everything.
kill
Yeah.
it?
What?
Why don't you
It
just
was
stick
already
a
dead
Q-tip
after
in
we
there and
flushed
kill it?
No, it was too far.
Yeah, we couldn't get it out.
You couldn't reach it with
Like
anything.
we
I
kept
tried
on,
with
we kept on,
tweezers.
like we let olive oil and all this different stuff
You
soak
didn't go to
down
the
in my
hospital?
ear. Wait, Megan. Soak in my ear for like
Fourth time he yelled at
10,
me.
15 minutes. Well, you know,
It
you
was
gotta wait.
so gross.
And then like we would go flush or dump my ear out into the sink, and like you'd see like little specks of like a bug, like little legs and stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that.
could tell that we
Like,
killed it.
you're
Like we for sure drowned
was-
it, so the buzzing was gone.
Yeah, the buzzing didn't go on at all anymore.
But it was
So I'm
still
like,
up in
I
there.
don't know about this. But yeah, we didn't see any like actual bug come out. Just a couple black specks every time we do it. All the different stuff we tried. I mean, we were throwing pickle juice, all
Y'all should
kinds.
have
It
done
was
that.
insane.
The candle earwax thing.
We don't have none of those.
Yeah.
So I
This
don't know
was
if-
like nighttime. This was like we were about to
this
go
is
to bed when this
9:30 at
happened.
night or something. So I'm like, we did one final thing of rubbing alcohol or whatever it was, and something like we didn't know if we had finally gotten all of it, and it was just broken down into specks, and we'd gotten all the specks out. You know, it had broken down the bug. But turns out I set up a doctor's appointment the next day, like, oh, just to be sure, I can hear fine, and I don't have any buzzing. But sure enough, he stuck this like little pencil lead sized shot vac down into my ear. It took him like 14 seconds and sucked up this gnat,
It was not a gnat.
flea,
You
fly,
could see.
whatever.
No, you could literally see the wings. Gnats are so small. They're like the size of like a poppy seed.
It was a very small bug regardless, but it was still, it doesn't matter. It was loud when it's on your eardrum flapping.
Flapping.
I mean,
Oh my god.
Jesse
it was the
knows.
most
When I held my ear
Ugh.
right up to hers and sealed it down, and she
I was
heard it,
I cried real tears. It was so like.
she was like, oh my god! She thought I was like not serious.
I
I'm
really
like,
didn't believe it.
I would never make a joke about something like that. I probably would, but I wouldn't that night.
It was gross.
Yeah,
It was really horrible.
So, thanks to Dr. Shilligan. I have no idea what his name was. I just made up a name. But
wherever you went, Virginia ENT, whomever it was that fixed you up.
yeah, no, it was ear, nose, and throat. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because I think you had to wait. I don't think it was the next day. I think you had to wait to get in there. It was like the day after.
Was it? Yeah, you might be right.
Because I was working in assisted living at the time, and I was asking our head nurse about it, and she was like, "And you didn't go to the hospital? That thing could have gone into his eardrum." And then I was like, "Oh my god!" So thank God we drowned it, and it didn't go into your eardrum.
Yeah, thank God. Megan wanted to add something earlier before I move on. You said you had a
You had a
story.
funny story about this?
Well, it's probably not even that funny. I had a bug go in my nose one time.
Oh yeah, it got stuck up there, didn't it?
A worm?
I had a lot of things get stuck in my nose when I was younger.
That's true. She did get Lucky Charms stuck up there for like a long time.
And Kate, our little sister, got a penny stuck in her nose.
She's got a tiny nose. How's that impossible?
I have no idea.
Wow.
But yeah, Meg got a bug stuck up her nose. That was pretty gross.
What kind of bug?
I don't know because it never came out.
Oh, y'all remember the pterodactyl that flew into my ear just fine. You can't remember what crawled up her nose?
No.
That's even worse.
Because I was like,
This thing
I was
flew in.
breathing. I was like, and like it, you know?
Oh,
Either one of y'all ever drank a soda can or something that had a yellow jacket in it?
Yes.
Oh, it's the worst.
I have a picture of it actually. I drank it. It was an Angry Orchard, and I had a huge. I don't know if it was like a bumblebee or what, but it was like a large stinging flying something.
Did it end up in your mouth? Have you ever had it end up inside your mouth and you have to spit the bug out?
No, but that happened to my friend at work.
Ew.
It happened to me at the pool.
Okay.
That was probably a karma for putting me in
this is
timeout.
worse. This is worse. So, like right before we were shut down, my friend had gone up to her office and was like, about to come right back down, and she had a soda can that had been sitting out, and she went to just take a quick sip. And so she takes a sip and realizes for a second, like, there's something in my mouth. And she's like, oh my God.
I remember this.
So she's like, oh my God, like, what do I do? Like, she doesn't know, like, what it is at the time, so she's, like, just trying to find a safe place where
she's inside. Indoors.
She's indoors in her office.
Wow.
So she's trying to find a safe place where she can, like, spit this out. So finally she just spits it out in her trash.
Of course.
And it's a huge brown spider. And it was alive. It was crawling around, like, floating in the soda in her mouth.
That's what I was about to ask you. Where did a flying bug come from inside?
No, it was a live spider that was floating on the soda in her mouth. And she spit it out.
Sipping on some Sprite down there. Yuck.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
I literally told her, I was like, do you need to go home?
Well, I'd actually rather the spider than the, because if something stings me on my tongue, remember when I got stung on my upper lip?
Bite.
Who cares? I get bit by spiders all the time, it just itches. Remember when I got stung on my upper lip?
Yes.
We need to upload that picture to the page, dude.
Yeah, we should have.
I was at work, and I can't remember what happened, but regardless.
No, you were mowing the grass.
No, that was when they got my legs.
Oh.
Your memory's not showing up too good tonight. I'm starting to believe Megan a little bit more from all of her stories earlier.
Yes.
But all these bugs flew out at me at work on a Friday, right before I had free tickets to a Richmond race, where you can only take cans in. Stung me right in the upper lip.
Oh, yeah.
My whole upper lip was swelled up, dude. And like I said, all you can take is beer cans in. So, like, I'm drinking beer cans with like, dragging my big upper lip across the beer can every time. Like, I had to, like, waterfall whatever I did want to drink. It was miserable. I hadn't been to an actual live race, like, at Richmond or anything in, like, 10 years. And the day I'm about to go was a Friday, like I said, when I was at work. Last job I was at, outdoor unit, they come out, hammer my lip off. It was bad. I also had one get me on a Friday right before a race, probably 8 years ago, on my hand. My whole hand swelled up. Like, I could barely even get my hand inside my glove. And it hurt so bad, like, especially once it got hot. Driving around with, didn't even hardly use that hand much other than my fingers and knuckles. But
Wait, do we have a female driver tuned in right now?
maybe, hopefully.
Caitlin Joyner?
Yes, she drives at Langley.
What up, Caitlin?
Street stock division. Or they call it, remind me, pure stock? No. I should know this. They call it street stock. Super street, something like that.
That's badass.
Caitlin Joyner, what do they call it? Somebody even like somebody.
Hollywood said you got to be careful drinking soda in the summer. Yellow jacket in the mouth.
Yeah, and that's where I was. I was at work. I was a lifeguard, and I was just up on stand, and I had like some type of soda just down in between my feet on the stand, and I just picked it up and put it, just put it up. The next thing I know, I'm like about to drink it, and I hear inside my mouth, and I'm like right down into the not into the pool, but to the side. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
super
on
street.
A kid's head. He got stung. And then I put him in timeout for standing too close to me. And didn't give him any medication. Any of the, what's it called, stuff that you rub on there?
I don't know, but I wish we had it.
Yeah. I looked for it last time. We did not.
What are y'all
It's
talking
called
about?
Super Street. I got stung by
Super
something
Street.
the other day.
What's that? Did I say that?
No, it's like Orajel or something?
It's like this
for
antiseptic
bites.
that you can find probably pretty easily, but they used to stock us with it. Like, we had hundreds of these vials when we lifeguarded.
Oh, I remember this.
And like at the end of the summer they'd expire, and so we'd have to toss them, and so we would we'd snap them open and put them on our lips as like chapstick or something.
I should have been a lifeguard. I just didn't want to because you ruined it for me.
Yeah. I made Megan's pool experience so bad that she didn't even want to come work there.
Literally, and then I got stuck with him as a brother-in-law.
She's totally lying about all this, by the way.
Are you kidding me? You want to tell the story about how you two met?
No. Everybody knows it. We met at the pool. I was Hasselhoff.
He was not, for the record.
I looked just like David Hasselhoff, but I didn't have a...
Say it.
He did not.
You look like Casper the
I was
Friendly
I was
Ghost.
a little bit skinnier, but almost the same size.
No,
At 15 years old, it was impressive.
Megan was showing off, and
Yeah, Megan was acting a fool, getting herself into timeout.
And so she got herself put in timeout.
And then Jesse had to try to come defend her.
This is so different. I had not been put in timeout.
You were 100% sitting underneath the stand.
No, in years until Ethan started working there.
And put you in timeout.
Yeah.
I didn't have any different rule book or anything like that.
But you didn't like me and everybody else did.
That's not true. I didn't know you. First time I put you in
And
timeout.
everybody
I'm
else
like,
did.
who's this trifling chick? You can't do that. Timeout. Or whatever. You know, you have to blow the whistle. I can't even remember. It's so long. It's 13 years
I think
now.
you threw the whistle at me. I don't even think
Beamed it at you?
Yeah.
Hollywood, it wasn't exactly Oragel. It was like this,
Yeah, what
I don't know.
Sorry,
it was
I'm
like
starting rumors.
these tiny little
Stuff that makes you
vials that
numb.
we had. Yeah, they gave us these little like vials that you'd snap like a.
Somebody bit into one day and their whole mouth went numb.
Yeah, but they're like almost like light sticks. Like what are those?
It looks
Glow
like
in
a
the dark?
green little like neon stick.
Yeah, and you snap it and it like fills the little gauze thing.
Energizes. And, yeah.
Anyway, so it's not
like
really,
but
it's an antiseptic.
It's like a Camel Smooth with one of them things on the inside of the filter where you pop that bad boy and then it starts rushing out the a Camel. What's it called?
Camel Crush.
Camel Crush.
Yeah, where you pop it and it.
Yeah, it's like that,
makes
but
the
for
menthol.
bee stings.
But it was like it would release
No,
the liquid
Google
into
it.
this gauze
We have
tip.
no idea what we're talking
I'm
about.
Googling
clearly.
it right now.
All right, well, thank you.
But it was like a little, and it would make you numb because it would numb the pain of the sting. But so yeah, I mean, a couple people put it on because at the end of the summer you'd have to toss all that stuff was perishable.
Mm.
So a couple people put it on like chapstick to see what would happen.
Ew.
I think that was I want to say it was maybe Stephen
Apenol.
Savory.
Avenol?
Apenol.
Apenol.
First aid antiseptic pine oil.
Let me see.
It's green.
Yeah. Green,
No,
I remember
that's
that.
not it.
What?
Well, it's packaged
Just-
differently, obviously.
Hang on.
Has anybody gotten any
Bee stings
quarantine
lately?
haircuts? Anybody done their own deal?
I have seen a lot
Who
of
all's
people
watching,
box
like, I
dyeing
know-
their hair. We got a lot of guys watching.
Them too.
I feel like people are starting to cut their hair and dye it like the guy from Tiger King.
I've seen a lot of mullets. TJ got a mullet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but his wife has been cutting his hair.
That's fair. He got a
Anybody been cutting their own
professional
hair?
technique.
Anybody got any embarrassing haircut stories?
Yeah, has anybody just totally screwed their hair up?
I got an
I've seen a
embarrassing
bunch of,
haircut
I've seen a
story.
lot of people do bangs lately.
Yeah,
I went to a
everybody-
barber shop one time.
Actually, almost exactly 3 years ago to the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yes.
Hollywood said he got one.
A haircut? His wife does hair too. She works.
Yeah,
with
that
Emily.
doesn't count.
And she's like literally.
Have you ever like accidentally shaved part of your head off or something?
Well,
I went to a recommended barber shop one time, recommended to me by
By
the mullet man, TJ
TJ.
Radford. So I don't know what he says to these people up in here, but I got a different kind of treatment. I was wearing a NASCAR shirt too, just like him, but I went in there with a longer hair than I've got now,
he was scraggly. It was after
Longer
racing
beard.
season started because you'd been
a
growing
little
your
bit
hair
longer
out.
beard. Yeah.
So it was after your first win.
Yeah, that's true, but still, it was longer, but either way. I just told the dude, I want a haircut, fade, whatever. And TJ said that, he does my beard and stuff too, or he touches up my
He
beard.
like lines them up.
Yeah, and lines up, everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I'll just go there. Day before.
Maternity pictures.
Yep.
Our first child.
So he's cutting my hair, cuts it way too short, which is fine. I'm fine with the buzz cut. I can deal with that. So then, he starts working on my beard, which he pins my head back like this, to where I'm looking straight up at the ceiling while he's working on my beard for like straight up. I mean, I thought he was doing the, Mona Lisa or something. It took him an
I
hour.
don't know how he couldn't feel what was
Well,
happening.
I could kind of feel like I knew that he was. I'd never been edged up like that, so I just figured he was edging hard, like he's got a straight razor, literally, Milwaukee
Yeah, he's like Sweeney Todd.
razor blade, just scraping hairs off my
Wait, can I
face.
see a
Okay.
picture of this?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we need to upload this. I've said that how many
Yeah.
times now, but I don't know if I can. I'm so embarrassed. So
no, this is going up there.
Your
for
mom
sure.
said, I remember that. It was horrible.
Thanks.
So not only did he shave me down with a buzz cut, which I can deal with, then he gave me Usher's beard.
No.
I mean, I'm talking, it was like a chin strap with a tiny, I'm talking tiny
mustache.
pencil mustache. I looked like literally
He looked
a
like-
cocaine dealer from Vice City.
He looked like Gomez Adams.
Yeah, from the Addams family, for the record. But with a beard too that was just as equally horrible looking.
It was horrendous.
So, and I didn't know. Like, I literally paid him because it's like a cash type barbershop, like just cash, give him some cash. So I paid this dude and didn't even like look in the mirror hardly.
Typical.
Went out to my work van and was about to, I think I FaceTimed TJ or looked in my mirror and was like, oh my God.
Can I just hold it up to the camera?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me see it. Oh yeah, do it. It looks awful, dude. I look like I'm about to drop the wackest rap album of all time.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, so that's my, and there was no quarantine going on then.
And the
So there's
haircut
my
was
embarrassing
really
story.
short.
Yeah, there was no quarantine going on there, and I had that happen to me the day before maternity pictures.
Yeah.
So then obviously I have no mustache, which for me is not a good look.
Or beard.
So then,
really.
for
he
maternity
cut it down
pictures,
so
I had to
thin.
take like Jesse's eyeliner or something and like fill in my upper lip.
Yes, do it.
Yes. So then,
So you guys can get the whole
then I got
picture.
a Dale Earnhardt mustache with a light-colored beard. That in our mirror with crappy lighting, it looked good. Let me tell you that. Professional photographer, good lighting.
Not so good.
It looked like what y'all just saw on that thing.
Yeah.
Real big dark mustache and hardly a beard. So what did y'all say?
Oh, that cut.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was no joke. He literally called and was like, "It's bad. You gotta call Alicia. We gotta reschedule. This is not. It's
I was
bad."
like, hey, I'm not going to send you a picture because it's real bad. I might not come home. It's real bad. This is before we get kids. This is maternity pictures of our first kid. So,
Panicking.
no kids. I'm like, hey, I might just go to the bar for a couple hours. But that's out in public, so probably
Like my
not. So,
face.
I don't know. I'm just going to get a 12-pack on the way home and just sit in the shed. But don't come and look at me.
Maybe if you looked like that and go out to the bar, girls wouldn't ask you if you're married and if you have kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Shots fired.
That happened one time.
A couple times I heard.
No. You don't. Neither one of y'all know any stories. That's why y'all can. It's easy to sit back there and make stuff up.
You just told me some.
Jesse did.
No.
One up.
Anyway.
Jesse
Anyway.
made one up.
So, if anybody's gotten some really,
Yeah.
really clutch quarantine haircuts, we want to see them.
We don't even need to see him. Just
I
tell
We
us
know.
what
do.
happened.
We want to see them. Send them on
Okay,
in.
yeah, send him in.
Yep.
We'll try to post some other stuff as far as the videos we talked about. I can't remember what they are now.
The Mentos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's insane. Like I said, you literally have to bust out laughing when you see that. Did anybody share it? Do we need to shout at anybody that shared it now?
Mm-mm.
You? I was also listening to something the other day that said they were talking. It was another California podcast, and they were talking about Arizona and a couple other states, but they mentioned Virginia too, and they're like, it's just an open carry law. It's like the wild, wild west. But all of us just think it's normal if you see a guy with a gun on his hip. And I even had a guy that started working with me that was from Baltimore, which is not like that in Baltimore, Maryland, or any part of Maryland. And he was like, he wasn't freaked out, but he was still just like, hey man, what's up with all the people with guns in their hips? And I don't see them that much, like maybe every time you go out you see a few. That's about it. I didn't think it was that bad, but he was almost like freaked out, like, man, I'm from Maryland. I've never seen anything like this.
Really?
Like, well, strap it on you, son. Like, I mean, he had guns and stuff, so it's like, what are you worried about, dude? But it was just weird to hear people from a different state that have never even been. They were talking about it like it was the strangest things that they had ever heard of, and we're so totally used to it. I just thought it was so weird, like, that they were referring to us as, like, the Wild Wild West. When it just seems pretty normal to me around here, but I don't know. I never get, like, really worried when I see a guy with a gun on his hip. Personally.
Yeah, I don't think...
If anything, I almost feel safer, but...
I don't think anything of it.
Depends on what he looks like, probably, I guess, too, you know. It's like homeless guy. I don't know what you're doing with a gun, dude, but I'm
if they're,
I'm
like,
worried.
twitchy and nervous looking, I don't want
They're like,
Yeah, or some hipster, or some hipster homeless guy. You can't even tell nowadays, you know, these hipsters. I tried to give a homeless guy a cigarette the other day. You got a cigarette? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is Marlboro Light test on animal? I'm like, you're not a homeless guy. Give me that damn thing back, dude. Like, you're just a hipster that goes to VCU, probably.
Thanks for the share, Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney did it last week, too. He shared it to a couple pages.
Justin
Thanks, Rodney.
Trace says he's growing a mullet out.
Who?
Justin Trace.
Oh, he's growing a mullet out, too?
Yeah.
Dope. Send pictures in, dude. I want to see something. I want to see the progress right now. Post a. Can they post a picture in the comments right now? Would we even be able to see that? I don't know how that works. I don't know if you can do that on live.
We may need to post. Yeah, we may need to finish the video and post it. But regardless, if you have super awesome quarantine haircuts, we want to see them.
And at least know about them. If you're too embarrassed to send them in, even though I just showed you my 2 most embarrassing haircuts I've ever had in my whole life, no big deal. But at least send us, you know, some ideas so we can talk about it. And if you're too embarrassed for us to even name drop you, we can avoid that too. We can laugh about it without laughing at you.
Yeah, we won't name drop. We'll just post your picture.
Yeah, unless it's Megan or something. No, we won't do that.
He said, yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Wait,
Fuller has grown a mullet before, though.
Thanks for the share, buddy.
You just need to top your last mullet. Yeah, thanks for the share, Fuller. Same people sharing them. I need a new sharer. I'm looking for a new sharer, and whoever's the newest person to share this tonight will get a t-shirt. We don't have any merch. But if we ever have merch, you might get a t-shirt. I'll try to remember this or write it down on that same piece of paper that I was supposed to write down whatever Megan. I'm not giving away that hat. That's my hat.
Megan's just trying to give his stuff
Megan's
out.
just holding stuff up like, give this away. Whoa, dude, that's my dog.
Not my kid.
So, anyway.
He says he's not growing it willingly.
Who is?
Justin.
Oh, so he's accidentally growing a mullet? That's fine, dude. I'll trim you up.
Circumstances. I think that's about it.
Do you have anything else? Do you have any other happy highlights, Megan?
Yes.
Do you have any
That's
more?
not what we're
No. I wasn't granting you the name. I was asking if you had any other ones before we check out here.
No.
Anybody have any questions? Hit us with them right now, real quick, before we tune off. But
tune off.
I think that's tune off.
Otherwise,
Of
don't
the
forget to comment, like, and share.
Really, comment, like, and share. I don't care if you don't hit the like one. If you do the mad face one, that's fine too.
Yeah, just give us a reaction.
Not that it would like help with anything. It's just like, that guy thinks this show sucks, so I can help work on that.
Hollywood said you have racing shirts. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, well, I have one, and it's mine, and I don't know if I can give away my racing shirt. I got one sweatshirt too that I'm wearing.
Himself. That's fair.
Shout out to BJ Anderson for making these headers that I'm wearing right here. I think Alex has some for sale. If anybody
you
wants
can
to
give
buy
away
some.
that sweatshirt.
This is my one
that
sweatshirt.
He's
Megan.
wearing.
I don't know what podcast you're watching, but I just talked about that a second ago there. But how the stuff that I've got and that I wear, I can't give away.
I was coming up with
So I only
ideas.
have one. Kind of, although it was already somebody else's idea right before you said that.
She's not listening.
I know.
Yes, I was. I was just making sure that the idea had been properly
Executed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Megan. Anybody else have any questions? It sounded like I thought you were about to say something. I guess it's just the Hollywood thing about I've got racing t-shirts. I do have some hero cards over there that I found on top of the fridge today. They're sitting right next to you if you want to hold them up. Yep. Throw them over here. I just found these.
Hero cards.
What's that mean?
So if anybody that shares it will obviously get one of these, but if I get a new
Jennifer gonna mail them out.
Jennifer Alex
Yeah,
says
sure.
you could give away hand sanitizer.
I wish I could, Jennifer. A lot of people would share it if I was giving away
Don't have
hand
any to
sanitizer.
spare.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
The one from BJ here is getting low, so I might have to have him back on the podcast just so I can re-up on that. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Share it, like it, hate it, whatever you want to do. See you next Saturday, probably 10. And thanks again. Bye, everybody.
Hi.
Bye.